Thank you very much. It's a second leg until it's time with Hajia Zenabu Sulemana. She happens to be a very, very wonderful woman. If you see her, very, very smart looking. She's very, very smart everywhere. She's on the court and you see her playing, you ask her, Madam, are you a young lady? She would tell I chanced on Hajia trying to challenge Asamoah Gyan for a matchup in tennis. And when that day comes, I will be there. I will let the whole world see whether Hajia can stop Asamoah Gyan, because as Asamoah Gyan says, no social tennis player can beat him now because he feels some form. Baby Jet, I salute you wherever you are. Hajia, most welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hajia, do you still want that match?
In fact, we started chatting on that match. And then we are leaving it to our managers to arrange it.
So will it be a grudge match, or how will you play it?
Apparently, we'll start on a very friendly manner. And then, you know, for me, I have a saying that I used to tell my players that when you are put or brought onto the court, no matter the relationship you have with that person, it ceases. Hey. And then you face the person, then afterwards, you shake hands. That tells you that you become friends.
Hajia, good to have you. It's been a while, and I'm honored having you in here.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Viewers, I just want you to have a flashback. When the CAT Awards ceremony took place at the Accra City Hotel, the only lady who was recognized in Ghana by the Confederation of African Tennis, the International Tennis Federation, which happens to be their president, was in Ghana, the CAT leaders. So the creme de la creme when it comes to tennis development in the world and Africa were in Accra, and they were at the Accra City Hotel. And the only woman who was recognized on the night for helping to raise the profile of tennis in this country happens to be no other person than Hajia Zenabu. And let's go and bring you a flashback. That particular clip, it always excites me watching it and then seeing that indeed doing something good and being recognized is indeed worthwhile. So let's go to the Accra City Hotel and bring you a flashback. That particular presentation, I have that clip and we'll watch it in a jiffy.
Can we please keep the applause going, ladies and gentlemen?
S'il vous plaît, applaudissez. Ici, c'est Madame Hajia Zenabu Sulemana. Elle est la première dame qui jouait le tennis.
How do you feel?
Mixed of feelings. You mean now or that night?
From that time to now.
Making up history is something that is great. And any other person who gets into that historical period to be placed on the historical activities in his or her country would definitely feel very wonderful and grateful, because sometimes people pass away before it happens. And for me, alhamdulillah, for me to be alive as he prepared me to this stage and that moment and today, I'm grateful. And I feel so wonderful. There's nothing that beats this feeling. Wow. And I'm sure other ladies and women are watching, hoping and wishing that they will fall into this period of mine sometime in future. But it's good to be a role model.
Great. Hajia, what led you to tennis? There are so many sports that I know you love, that sometimes you practice. And so, why tennis?
Tennis is a game that is so challenging. You know, I used to play basketball, hockey, badminton. They are all challenging. But tennis was a profession that I thought I could move into, because I would meet a lot of people who might be underprivileged like me before, and to try to impact some kind of knowledge in them, to aspire them to go into that game, which might bring some kind of future aspiring into them, which I did.
So how many years did it take you to to get to where you are now? At what stage in life that you decided that, okay, let me love tennis more than the rest?
This is a wonderful question. I mean, being my career,
okay,
you know, as a professional tennis coach, I can say it started when I was really young. And because I had passion and being enthusiastic into sports, that moved me up to this stage. And the athletes or the players that I used to go around with were actually also things, people that I could just look forward to in my life. So it really pushed me.
You are on record that in 1994, it's on record that you were certified. You were given the license as the first female tennis coach. Was it that easy? Did you just walk into it? What really went into it?
A lot went into it. When I was employed by the National Sports Council, then now Sports Authority Board, I had to be on my toes. I'm sure I met you those days too. Coaching morning, afternoon, evening. Hosting the players, that was the difficult part of it. I had nothing to do with any other life apart from my family and then my team. So I made sure that the girls would not go astray. Not to go astray made me use my salary then, which was not too much, but to buy bunk beds in order to host girls in my house so that I can have my eye on them. I can help them and support them mentally, physically, and socially in my house. And nobody knew about that. I used to drive them home, and there was competition as to whether who will be in my house this weekend. So you play, you win first, second, third, they go have the opportunity to sleep in my house. That means my house becomes a no-go area with men and boys. They had their time bad. I mean, the girls were my everything. So that was it. And then we happened to have the junior ITF tournament being hosted by Ghana. Obviously, I was the only woman. So it was put on my shoulders, and I had to organize the Ghana team, together with my other colleagues, male, to travel around the West African countries with most of the African country players. In fact, it wasn't easy, but being a sportswoman by profession, and passionate, enthusiastic in sports. In fact, sports has been my everything since childhood. So I did it and did it passionately. And if not for sports, to be honest with you, some of us wouldn't have, for instance, wouldn't have been here today. Yes. So through that, then ITF identified me whilst I was doing my job. I was doing it passionately, unknowingly, not knowing that ITF was observing. Then from Ghana to Ivory Coast, we met Tunisia at finals. And Alima Mohammed was supposed to be at the finals. And Alima Mohammed almost gave up because the weather was too hot and her shoes were burning her. I was there psychologically, mentally, physically with her, trying to counsel her to win that game, which meant so much to Ghana. Then eventually, she won. And ITF came to congratulate me and said, "We need to move you from this point." I thought it was a joke. I just brushed it off. Then from Ivory Coast to Benin, from Benin to Nigeria, where we were robbed at the border. I went through it about 6 buses. I went through it quietly, got into Nigeria, we finished that league, came and did the final league in Ghana. Right after that, I had a letter that ITF wanted to take me out of Ghana, sponsor me to America, to go and upgrade my coaching career. But unfortunately, the embassy refused to give me the visa. For some reason, I don't know. Then they asked me whether if I would want to go to South Africa. I said, wow, I read Mind Boy, and that was my dream. When would I ever go to see Johannesburg? Immediately, I agreed. So I was sent to South Africa for 6 months. So I was cooked, baked, tennis psychology, science in tennis, coaching, drills, nutrition, everything that concerns bringing up players into tennis. Then there was Margaret Court. That was another experience. She came visiting the center. And remember that time, South Africa was very hot. That's when the then late President Mandela was out of jail. So there were a lot of killing and things. But actually we survived by his grace. And then from there, I came back to Ghana and I moved on. And there I did my level 1 here in Ghana, ITF, and then did level 2 and 3 in South Africa with all the sciences that partake into tennis sports. So that is how my journey started into that profession. And I'm so grateful to ITF because I still have it. That one, nobody can take it away from me. If I stand on the court, I can still coach about plus or minus 15 players at a time.
Wow.
Everybody will be fed.
Wow. In fact, your story is inspiring. I wish more time exists, but Hajia, this will not be the last time. I know you have some movements here and there, traveling here and there, but I promise you that we'll make full time for you to inspire us. We are checking out from the studio. It's just 30 seconds. We are leaving. Give Ghanaians a message. Tennis.
What I can say apparently goes to girls and women. Women who want to become coaches. There are few who have now become coaches. And I really like that because I sometimes get the opportunity to talk to them and tell them what my experience is and what I look forward to them giving out to the youth. The girls never give up, no matter how it is. Continue to move up because if you have chosen tennis as your profession, please remember the obstacles will be there. Block them and continue to practice and practice and practice. It will bring you up to wherever you want to come to. If you have any problem pertaining the psychological aspect of it, the social aspect part of it, and you want to talk to me, my doors are always open. Just likewise the coaches, the female coaches. Giving birth doesn't stop you. I did it, I have 2 children, and right now I'm a proud grandma. And I'm so grateful. And it still hasn't stopped me. So I'm looking forward to have more women, more girls move into my shoes. And I'll be there to support them. And I'll say, ITF, never stop supporting us. There are other women who can still step into our shoes. And then we can still give out our best to the upcoming future tennis players. We look forward to sponsorship.
Thank you very much, Hajia. Hajia, this will not be the last time we'll get you here. That's me, the page and our build-up. Remember, Hajia, one of the celebrated tennis coaches we have in Ghana. I'm Theophilus Sampa. Thank you very much for doing the watching. The page returns same time tomorrow. Bye for now.